In this video, we're going to talk about repurposing our article content into a press release. Now, a press release has to be a newsworthy item, so you can't use your article as is. You have to think the way a reporter would think, and you have to reformat your article accordingly. There are definite things that you have to have in a press release. For instance, you're going to want to have a catchy title that's going to be newsworthy. So you can't just use the title you use in your article. It's not going to work. You also need to answer some questions about your product. So the who, what, where, that kind of thing. You need to make that clear in your article. You need to have a call to action above the fold so that you give people the opportunity to go to your website. And you need to make sure that you're using a masked link so that it looks like a custom link rather than trying to use an affiliate link. Okay, here is a layout for a press release. So just use this layout. I've included it for you. All you have to do is click on the link underneath this video. Then you can download this and you can modify it to suit your needs. Now let's go over how to rewrite our article and put it in this template so it's ready to go and be distributed to the press release services. Now let's open up an article that we're going to use. This is the same article that we submitted to the article directories. Okay, now it isn't going to be appropriate the way it is, obviously. The first thing we need to do is the headline. This is very important. Let's take this and let's put this right here. Now remember, this needs to be in uppercase. Now, the way it isn't going to work. So we need to change the title so that it's more catchy and so that it attracts the right audience. Now, the whole idea behind Fast Track Cash is to make money from affiliate marketing very quickly and easily. So what we want to do is communicate that in this title. So let's rewrite this in uppercase. Okay, so we'll go something like that. Now remember, we're trying to make it newsworthy. At the same time, you can't be hyping it, so it can't be very salesy either. Okay, so once you have that done, you need to put a subtitle in here, something that explains further the headline they have above. Okay, so we'll put a subtitle like this in here. Now, a good way to structure a press release is to do it in the form of an interview. Now, of course, you don't have to do it that way, but it is a good way to do it. Now, to do an interview, what you have to do is just take excerpts from the system that the author has written and then put it in interview style throughout your press release. So let's look at our article. And then we can take specific things out of here and then we can make statements out of them in the forms of questions and answers. Actually, before we start the question and answer part, what you're going to want to do here is just do a bit of introduction to the system. Now again, remember, this has to be factual and it has to be in the style of a news story, not in the style of a sales page. Okay, so now I talk about what the system is or what the press release is about. So I'll give a little introduction here. Okay, now I've decided I'm going to do this in interview style. Of course, you don't have to do that. You can just put your facts in a newsworthy fashion down here. Okay, so now to do this, we need to go back to our article. We need to look at the paragraphs and then take the paragraphs and phrase them in the form of a question and answer. Okay, so actually make sure you fill out this top part too. So have your contact name in here. Okay, now what we do is we put our first couple of questions in here and then we put our call to action underneath that so that it's still going to be above the fold in the browser when people look at it online. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll summarize this first paragraph into questions and answers. Okay, so this is talking about the essential components to earning fast cash on the internet. So we'll go back and we will summarize that here. Okay, so we just summarized that first paragraph into question and answer. Okay, now at this point after the first paragraph, what we're going to do is we're going to put our call to action in here. This needs to be a clickable link. Now when we actually go to submit the press release, we have to make sure that the press release software picked this up. So you may need to tweak this once we get into the software that actually submits the press release. Okay, so this is going to be a clickable link when we go to the press release. Okay, so in the meantime, what you can do is put your link here. Now remember, this is your masked link. Okay, so there's the link we're going to use. We just need to make sure that works. Then when we get to the software, we make sure that this is a clickable link. And then we continue with the article, just convert it like this. Okay, so this interview was actually done in the form of talking to the author. You can make it in the form of talking to somebody that uses it. You can also do it as a third party where you are somebody that has used it and you're giving your experiences. So those are some ways that you can create the press release. Okay, and then down here, you want to put the closing in here. So just the closing text, which more or less combines what you have up here. Just some contact information. Okay, so more information about Fast Track Cash, go to. Okay, there is our website. And then we have our information to call or email as well. Okay, at this point, we have our press release written. Now what we want to do is we want to submit it using a service. Now in the ebook there are several services mentioned. There's a bunch of free ones. There's also a couple of real good premium sites such as PRWeb and WebWire. Okay, you can also use free ones. This is just an example here, one of them. We have PR Free. So all you have to do is register and then you can distribute it from within here. Alright, so as an example, here is inside PR Free. Now we've already created our press release, so we just have to copy things in here. Okay, so we have our headline, we have our overview, and then our content here, keywords. Okay, we can tell it when we want it to be released. Our industry, we can choose a local area in here. So we can just put all regions. Source, which is your company name. Your website, that's going to be your masked affiliate link. Okay, contact information is down here. And I read and agree to the terms, and then you submit it. And then it is reviewed, and if everything's all right, then you will get an email telling you that it has been submitted. Alright, so now you know how to write a press release and submit it using a service.